completed? Just honestly tell me, no problem. Who did not complete the course? Okay, Chirag says I was in middle, I could not. No worries, no worries. But I would always suggest you to, all of you, we only have the recorded sessions before the live sessions, so that during the live sessions, it should not become my responsibility to teach you through the theories and all those things, because that you can always learn from recorded sessions, recorded courses that we have. My job here is to, make you apply that theory into practice, make you a practical trader, right? So that is why I would always recommend you all to start watching the recorded courses first and then attend the live session. That would help you grasp the live session much better. Okay. Okay. Is there a little lag in my video and voice? Can anybody confirm? Okay, it's fine. Okay, POW not completed, just added fund just now. Okay, no worries, no worries. Even the markets are not live today, this being a Saturday, so you can always, complete the POWs on Monday as well. No worries. How many of you also completed the quiz? I saw around 54 people completed the quiz as well. But I would like a lot more participation, guys. Come on, just start working, because it's been now, this is the 4th day of our cohort, and like if you do not complete the proof of works and quiz now, at the end, like during the graduation final submission, you will face a lot of issues. You will face a lot of bandwidth issues, because you won't be able to do it in a go. So please make sure that you dedicate like half an hour or 1 hour daily to complete this proof of works. Okay, perfect. A lot of you can do it over the weekend. Yeah, correct, Rakesh. Yeah. So let's get started with the technical analysis concepts. So what we'll do is we'll start with candlestick patterns. So you might have seen it in the course. There are thousands of candlestick patterns. Now I'll just start the expectation right from this live class. I won't be teaching you those thousands of candlestick patterns. I won't be teaching you those thousands of chart patterns or those thousands of technical indicators. We'll go through one or two of them which I personally find useful or I have personally used it. And if you are really interested to explore those thousands of indicators, thousands of patterns, you can always do that. In this session, what we'll learn is how you can use those indicators, use those candlestick patterns, use those chart patterns to create your own trade setup, so that you can, find very good opportunities in the market or in the stock and create your own trade setup. We'll also have an interesting proof of work at the end of this session, so it will be great. Okay, so let's start with our first candlestick pattern. So we'll start with let's say engulfing pattern. Okay, so we'll have this marker, just a second. Yeah, can we go to the top cam? Yeah, so we'll start with the engulfing pattern here. Okay, so engulfing pattern is nothing but just as the name suggests, that let's say you have one of the candles. So I guess all of you know what a candlestick is, right? A candlestick is a data point which tells you the open, the close, the high and the low of the candle. Everybody knows what a candlestick is, how you can represent open, high, low, close in a single candlestick data point. Everybody knows this, right? Because I am not going to explain it. I think it has been explained in the previous two courses, right? So all of you know this, right? So let's move forward. So you know that a candlestick is made up of these four these four data points, right? So engulfing pattern is when, let's say, on the previous day there was this good small let's say red candle. Okay, now on the very next day the markets start, start at this point, like opens at this point, it goes down a bit, then it starts to trend, and completely engulfs the body of the previous candle and then closes here, right? So it opens here, it closes here, it makes a low of somewhere here, and it makes a high of somewhere here, right? So this is what an engulfing candle is. So in the candlestick, you know that the difference between close and open is called a body, and the difference between close and high and close and low is nothing but called a wick, right? So any candlestick that completely engulfs the previous candle, right? This previous candle, right? Whenever this new candle completely engulfs the previous candle, that means this is an engulfing candle. Now, what kind of what does this signify? Does this signify a bullish nature or does this signify a bearish nature, right? So it depends on the color of this candle. Now, the color of this candle, as you know, it will be green if close is greater than open, right? So if the color of this candle is green, then this pattern will be nothing but a bullish engulfing pattern, right? And if the color of this candle is red, then this particular pattern will be a bearish engulfing pattern. Is this clear, guys? Please let me know in the chat. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, now what we'll understand is, I'll quickly rub it off. Yeah. Now we need to understand why this pattern is important and like what is the psychology behind this pattern. Like why does it happen ki when there is a huge green candle in that completely engulfs the previous small candle, then it is a bullish sign, right? Why does it happen, right? So we'll take a look at that again. We'll take a look at the same candlestick pattern again. Now consider that these candles are a representative of your buyers and seller, because ultimately price is moved by only these two factors, supply and demand, right? And both of these are created by traders, all the market participants, traders, investors, like all of them. So what these candlestick patterns tell you is nothing but the psychology of traders or all the market participants. Do they really think that the markets is going to go up, or what are they doing that the markets is going to go up? So if there is this particular candle that had an open, high, low and close something like this, and the markets open at this particular point, and let's say the markets open at this particular point and it went low, but during the day all these market participants started buying that particular stock. That means they started increasing the buying pressure on that particular stock. Now what will happen? Because buying pressure will increase, what that means is the demand for that particular stock will increase, right? Now if the demand for that particular stock will increase, then what will happen? What happens when demand is greater than supply? And this is applicable to all aspects of life, right? What if the demand is greater than supply? Price increase, right? Price increase. So that is what happens. The price will continue to increase, and it will close somewhere down here, and there you go. We'll get a bullish engulfing pattern, right? So the fundamental, guys, see, understand whatever candlestick pattern that you use, the basic fundamental concept or the fundamental idea behind all the candlestick pattern is to identify the buying pressure and the selling pressure, right? Now the pattern कुछ भी हो सकता है, कुछ भी हो सकता है. It should help you in identifying कि buying pressure ज़्यादा है या selling pressure ज़्यादा है. Based on that, I'll take a decision whether I'll have to go long on a trade or I'll have to go short on a trade. Is this clear? Is this clear, guys? Please type in yes if this is clear or not. Right? So what you have to do is you just have to, the fundamental thing that you have to do is you just have to find whether the buying pressure is greater than selling pressure or selling pressure is greater than buying pressure. That's it. Does it work on smaller time frame? So I'll talk about time frames as well, do not worry. So let's get back to the next type of candlestick pattern now. We'll talk about something called a hammer. Okay. We'll talk about a hammer. Okay. Now let's consider this example that the markets are going up. Okay. The markets are going up and there is this one candle that has formed. Now, since the previous trend of the market is uptrend, right? The previous trend of the market is uptrend. Now, let's say the markets open on, let's say, Monday, and it gives you like the market opens here, it goes up, it goes up, it goes up, but as soon as it goes up, there is a good increase in selling pressure, and that is when it starts coming down, and then it closes here, and it forms a candle like this, right? It forms a candle like this. Are you all able to see this particular candle? Right? It forms a candle like this. So what happened was the markets opened here. Because the trend of this particular stock is nothing but uptrend, there is a good buying pressure at the start of this particular day, and the markets made a high at this particular point. But then, because a lot of traders, the reason might be anything, a lot of traders started booking their profits, a lot of traders thought that this uptrend is a lot and they think that the market should go down from there, so they started to sell. And what that did was, because a lot of these people started to sell and there was a huge selling pressure now, the markets started to fall from here and went below and made this low, and then maybe increase a bit and made this close, right? So this type of candle gets formed. Now what this type of candle will tell you? What do you think this type of candle will tell you? I think if you might have seen the course, you will be able to understand what does this mean. Correct, Soumya, correct. Exactly. There has been some increase in supply of the stocks, right? So this will tell you that there is a huge possibility of a reversal, that the markets might reverse from this particular point because a hammer is formed. Actually, an inverted hammer is formed, right? This is an inverted hammer, right? Now, very important condition for this to become true, because hammer कहीं पे भी form हो सकता है, ठीक है? ऐसा नहीं है कि मतलब ऐसा uptrend में ही हमेशा form होगा, right? The very important condition is कि जब भी ये inverted hammer uptrend में form होता है, that shows. So as I told you कि fundamental principle हमेशा same रहेगा, आप कोई भी pattern use करो, आपको identify करना है कि selling pressure एकदम से बड़ा है कि नहीं buying pressure से ज़्यादा, या फिर vice versa, right? So you have to just identify this thing, and this candle tells you exactly that, right? When you see कि ये open हुआ, then high गया, but एकदम से sell off भी आया, and then फिर low के पास close हुआ, right? That tells you that selling pressure बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़ गया इसमें, and because it is in an uptrend और एकदम से selling pressure बढ़ा है, that means there is a very high probability that the stock might fall from here, right? Now listen to this guys, I am saying probability, I am not saying कि 100% ऐसा होगा, ठीक है? अब मार्केट्स में आपको बहुत लोग मिलेंगे जो लोग आपको हैमर पढ़ाएंगे, डोजी पढ़ाएंगे, ये पैटर्न पढ़ाएंगे, वो पैटर्न पढ़ाएंगे, एंड अ लॉट ऑफ देम माइट टेल यू कि ये पैटर्न तो हमेशा वर्क करता है, बट ऐसा कभी नहीं होता. कोई भी पैटर्न, कोई भी इंडिकेटर, any pattern, any chart pattern never works 100% of the time. There is always a probability link behind it, and that is why we need risk management. We'll come to risk management as well in the later part of the class, but understand this thing कि कोई भी पैटर्न में हमको फंडामेंटल चीज यही देखनी है कि वेदर बाइंग प्रेशर सडनली इंक्रीज हुआ है या फिर सेलिंग प्रेशर सडनली इंक्रीज हुआ है, एंड दैट विल गिव अस अ डायरेक्शन इनटू द ट्रेड. ओके, विल टॉक अबाउट द 4 कंपोनेंट्स ऑफ अ ट्रेड आल्सो, ट्रेड सेटअप, कैसे आप अपना ट्रेड सेटअप बना सकते हो. सो कैंडलस्टिक पैटर्न्स, चार्ट पैटर्न्स या फिर टेक्निकल इंडिकेटर्स, ऑल ऑफ दिस थिंग्स विल हेल्प यू get the direction on a trade, whether I have to go long, whether I have to go short, or whether I have to like I don't have to take any trade, कि कोई opportunity नहीं है, right? So not taking a trade is also a trade because you are not actually using your money to do something. You are not going to do it out of FOMO, right? So this is what a hammer is. Now same thing, this is an inverted hammer. Now same thing you can apply in a downtrend market. So the markets are going down, down, down. The markets, let's say, open here. Now because the trend, the previous trend was down, the markets continued to sell, but then the bulls or the buyers came here and they started to, sorry, I made it wrong. Yeah, the markets opened here, markets fell, and because the markets started to increase, it will form a hammer here, right? Something like this, right? So here it opened, here it closed, sorry, here it made a low, here it made close, and here it made a high. So the markets opened at this particular point, it went below, and after that there was a huge buying pressure, that is why the stock price increased till high, and then it closed maybe, right? So this is an example of a hammer. Okay, is it clear guys? For hammer, and for hammer it is very important that you should check that there is some previous trend. If there is an uptrend, you look for a inverted hammer, and if there is a downtrend, you look for a straight hammer. Is this clear? Is this clear guys? Can we move forward? But in this, close should be higher than open. Mostly it does not matter, it can be, but since open and close are comparatively not much far, it doesn't matter whether it is a red candle or a green candle. It can be green. If it is green, then it is a good sign that bulls are in total control. If it is in red, then it means that there is some buying pressure increase, but bulls are not in total control. So yeah, correct. Inverted candle in downtrend, does it signify reversal? No. A hammer in a downtrend will signify a reversal. Okay, can you let us know how can we combine volume and pattern? Okay, so Ronak, do not worry, we'll see all of that as well. We'll understand the main functions of a trade setup, and then you can always do whatever you want. You can combine candlestick pattern, with a chart pattern, with a technical indicator, with volume, and like will understand those things as well, because those things will never end. आप कितना भी permutation combination लगा सकते हो उस चीज़ में. We'll understand the main like parameters of a trade setup. So before that we won't touch that because it is never going to end. Can hammer work in sideways market? So as I told you that hammer is a reversal pattern, so it has to have some previous trend before it shows some reversal. So it never works in sideways market as such, right? So let's get down to the next topic, and that is chart patterns. We could have also discussed doji as well here. Doji is nothing but a simple candle. I'll give you a quick this explanation of what a doji is. So doji basically tells you that there is an indecision in the market. It is a extended version of hammer, like just like a hammer, it is an extended version, but it doesn't give you any idea. It just tells you that मे बी ट्रेंड अगर चल रहा है तो कुछ तो रुकावट आ रही है और देर इज सम इंडिसीजन इन द मार्केट. सो लेट्स से द मार्केट्स आर गोइंग अप, द मार्केट्स देन ओपनड हियर, देन इट वेंट up, then it came below, and then it came just at this particular point. This is what a doji is, right? So in an uptrend, the markets opened, it made a high because this was an uptrend. Then the selling pressure started coming, but then the bulls again started taking control at the end of the day. So the open and close are almost at the same point, and that is why this doji candle is formed, right? This doji candle is formed. Now this is only going to tell you that बुल्स एंड बेयर्स आर नॉट एबल टू डिफाइन कि अप ट्रेंड में रहना है कि रिवर्सल करना है या फिर साइडवेज रहना है. तो दिस ओनली टेल्स यू अबाउट इंडिसीजन इन द मार्केट. नाउ डोजी को ना बहुत अच्छा नाम देते हैं हमारे शर्मा सर इज हियर. like he calls this candle as Ashnil Grover candle because this is doglapan apparently. So he calls it an Ashnil Grover candle. So I really like that analogy. You can remember what a doji is based on that. So yeah. Let's move forward to the next topic now. Is this part clear, guys? Can we move forward to the next topic now? Perfect. So we understood the psychology of buyers and sellers. We understood candlestick patterns. Now we'll understand what is a chart pattern. Okay. Now understanding chart patterns. So we can see that chart patterns are also an extended version of combination of candlestick patterns, right? So we'll first understand what is support and resistance. That is also one type of chart pattern. So let's take an example on TradingView only. I think that would help us understand what chart pattern is. Let's say I have the stock TCS on a weekly time frame. Okay. Now when you go on a weekly time frame, remember guys, for all the technical indicators, for all the chart patterns, for all the candlestick patterns, the higher the time frame you have, right? Please write this down. The higher the time frame, higher is the probability that your chart pattern or indicator or technical pattern, candlestick pattern will work, right? So if you try to use these concepts in 5-minute time frame or 1-minute time frame, it may not work at all, right? So please write this down somewhere in your book. This is very important. So use all these patterns, indicators, chart patterns on a higher time frame. That will give you a good probability. Okay. Now coming back to this particular example, now let's say ये chart है, this is the price, let's say on 2nd August at this particular point, right? It was somewhere around 3191. The market started to go up, then it came down, then again it went up at this particular point around 4000 levels, around this particular level. The market again started to cross this level, but it could not, right? And then it again came down, then it again went up, then it again came down. Now what does this zone represent? What does this zone represent, right? What will this zone represent to you? As I told you कि सारे चार्ट पैटर्न, सारे इंडिकेटर, सारे कैंडलस्टिक पैटर्न्स हमको एक चीज बताने में मदद करते हैं, एंड दैट इज कि बायर्स कहाँ बैठे हैं, सेलर्स कहाँ बैठे हैं, बाइंग प्रेशर कहाँ आएगा, सेलिंग प्रेशर कहाँ आएगा, राइट? करेक्ट. सो व्हाट डज दिस रेक्टेंगल और द जोन दैट आई हैव ड्रॉन टेल्स यू कि यहाँ पे कौन बैठा है एंड व्हाट आर दे डूइंग, व्हाट आर दिस गाइज डूइंग हियर, right? Resistance, exactly correct. So a lot of this, like the bulls are trying to make like cross this particular level, but because a lot of selling pressure is coming here, or a lot of sellers are sitting down here, that is why whenever the price comes here, selling pressure increases and the price starts to go down. Again they are trying, again the price starts to go down, again they are trying, the price starts to go down, right? So this is what a resistance is, right? Resistance is nothing but the zone. It is never a line, it is always a zone, right? मतलब ऐसा नहीं है कि एक लाइन रहेगा कि let's say 4000 का लेवल है एंड 4000 के ऊपर जाएगा तो उसने रेजिस्टेंस तोड़ ही दिया, और like the selling pressure has gone now, right? It is always a zone कि इस पर्टिकुलर जोन में अगर स्टॉक हमेशा सेल हो रहा है, देन दैट इज अ रेजिस्टेंस जोन, राइट? वंस इट क्रॉसेस दिस पर्टिकुलर जोन विथ वेरी गुड कैंडल, वेरी गुड ग्रीन कैंडल, देन वी मे से कि बुल्स ने बेयर्स को हरा दिया, राइट? सो देयर आर लाइक ऑल दिस बेयर्स विल नाउ they will always have, like say some of them will have some stop loss, and if they are like if their stop loss is hit, now if they are selling, then their stop loss is nothing but a buy order, right? So if their stop loss is hit, what will happen is the prices will continue to move forward, right? So what will happen is this resistance, if let's say यहाँ पे ये candles नहीं होती and the markets would have started to move on here and it broke the resistance, then we can say that this resistance will now become a support, and if the prices are above this, then the prices, there is a high probability that the prices may not fall below this particular support zone, right? So your resistance will become a support. Similarly, we have something called support here, right? So let's take this example. Yeah, let's take this example. Let's take this example here. Again, the markets were in a downtrend and it is trying to, go beyond this particular point, but नहीं जा पा रहा है, and again it went up, again it tried to cross below this particular point, but नहीं हुआ. So this is a good area of support, right? So how will you take trades based on this? So you can always identify this support and resistance zone. You can, take a buy entry here and sell at a resistance. One of the trade setups can be this. You can take, let's say if it breaks this particular support and then it pulls back and the prices come back to this support. Now when this support is broken, this support line will become a resistance line, and that is why you can sell here and expect the markets to fall. So something like this. So you can use chart patterns like this, correct? how should we determine how big that zone should be? So it is totally discretion. It is totally discretion. You can have a quantified way to tell कि zone मेरा 5 points या 10 points का ही रहेगा. Some of the traders use something called an ATR and divide it by like 5 or 6 to create that support zone कि ये support zone इतने points का ही होना चाहिए. So you can do that, but it's totally discretion. There might not be any science behind it. It's totally art, right? How to identify fake breakout? Okay, so fake breakout is nothing but a trade where your trade didn't work. So of course you can, like, it's difficult to identify a fake breakout, but you can always have different confirmations to identify a breakout. So breakout क्या होता है? Let's take an example. ये एग्जाम्पल लेते हैं. आई थिंक TCS में हमको सारे एग्जाम्पल्स मिल गए. तो ये हमारा, सो दिस वाज आवर रेजिस्टेंस पॉइंट, राइट. So this was our resistance point. See, it started going up, but selling pressure started coming, then it went down, then it went up here, and once it started going above this particular point, it went above. That means this resistance now became a support. Now identifying false breakout is nothing but like you can increase the number of confirmations that you want to have. You can add an indicator here, or maybe you can also see कि ये कैसा है, कैंडलस्टिक पैटर्न कौन सा बन रहा है यहाँ पे. Like you can see that a very big green candle is being formed, right? So you can take that as a confirmation to avoid false breakouts, right? Yeah, you can use volume as well. Volume is also a good indicator कि अगर if prices are increasing with decrease in volume, that means कि buying pressure है but इतना नहीं है क्योंकि volume में नहीं दिख रहा हमको, right? So that can also help you. Can we put trend, support and resistance system by coding for algo trade? Okay, Ronak, that is quite an advanced question. You can connect to me after the class. I'll answer that question. But yeah, you can, if you can quantify anything, any discretion into mathematics, then you can always code it in algo, right? Now let's move forward. Let's move forward to the next topic. Are you able to understand this? Were you able to understand support and resistance, guys? Okay, perfect. Now what we do is we'll understand another chart pattern, and that is double top and double bottom. So double top and double bottom is nothing but very simple. So the markets are going up. There is a huge resistance line here. Then the markets fell down. Then the markets are going up again. तो यहाँ पे उसने डबल टॉप बना लिया. That means दो बार resistance को hit कर लिया. That means a double top is formed. And at this junction, you can take an entry. That is a short entry, right? So a double top pattern will be formed, and you can take a short entry here and see it go down. Something like this for a double bottom pattern as well. Let's say markets. Okay, I'll just remove this. Let's say ये अपना support zone है, markets ऐसा fall हो रहे, and then it goes again up, then it is falling again. तो ये double bottom pattern हो गया, and at this juncture you can take an buy entry order, right? Or you can go long. Okay, this is very simple. Double top double bottom कुछ नहीं होता, बहुत simple है. 2 बार अगर रेजिस्टेंस को हिट कर लिया तो डबल टॉप हो गया, 2 बार सपोर्ट को हिट कर लिया तो डबल बॉटम हो गया, एंड you can take an entry based on that. So these are some of two of the most important chart patterns that I use and I know of and I create systems from. Okay, how can I understand this could be double top? I didn't understand. How do you combine charts, candlestick to arrive at a decision? I'll give we have a proof of work on that, so I'll give you answer at the end of this class. What would be the target and stop loss in this case? We'll come down to that. We'll come down to the trade setup. Just now focus on कि individually मैं कैसे chart patterns identify कर सकता हूँ, because a lot of other people might not know this. So you have to just focus on one single thing right now. In the last 15 minutes when I'll explain the proof of work for this, everything will be told to you how you can take decisions based on all this combining all these concepts. Okay, perfect. Now how many of you know about RSI? Let's move forward to technical indicators. Okay, everybody knows about RSI and moving average, because I think a lot of you might know about it, so I won't teach it. Okay, I'll just give a quick intro of both these indicators. So there is something called a moving average and there is something called a RSI. So what we'll do is, I'll just remove this, and I'll just add moving average on this particular indicator. So what you will do is, you will go to your trading view and search for any stock and just search for moving average indicator. Let's convert it into a daily chart and let's convert it into a 200-day moving average. Okay. Now a moving average will basically tell you, let's say I have chose here 200-day moving average. Now a moving average will basically tell you that whether the market is in a long-term uptrend or a short-term long-term downtrend, right? That is exactly what a moving average will tell you. So moving average कैसे calculate होता है? You just take last 200 days closing price and you average it. That's it. That is what a moving average is, right? It will make a continuous line and you just average it, average those last 200 data points of close, and that will make a continuous line. Now if your current market price is greater than your moving average price, that means in the last 200 days का जो average price है उसके ऊपर आपका current market price है, and that means that the markets are in a uptrend. The trend of the that particular stock or index is in uptrend. That's it. Okay. Now let's move forward to what an RSI is. MA is lagging indicator. Exactly. RSI is a leading indicator. Correct. Let's move forward to RSI now. I'll just remove this moving average and I'll add RSI. Okay. Now as you can see, RSI is a oscillating indicator. Oscillating indicator means nothing but it's not available on the chart itself. It has its own chart, and because it has its own chart, the value of this particular indicator will go from 0 to 100, right? It will move from 0 to 100. Now it is said that when RSI, you need not understand the maths behind how RSI is calculated. If you are interested, you can always search for it on Google. But an RSI, what it will do is, when, let's say, the simple criteria for RSI is, let's switch to the top cam. I'll just tell you that when RSI, the value of RSI is less than 20, that means there is a huge heavy sell off. There is a very heavy sell off, and you can take a buy entry here because the markets have been falling from the last n days. When RSI is greater than 80, then you can take a sell entry, something like that, right? So when RSI is greater than 80, then it means ki the markets are overbought now. And when it is 20, then we can say that the markets are oversold, and that is why we can take, and that is why we can take a reverse order here, oversold. Okay, is this clear, guys, what an RSI is? And you can take entries based on this particular instrument only, right? Please type in yes if this is clear. Let's move forward to the next topic then. Okay, let's move forward to the question that you all have been asking from then. Okay, Vikram says please explain again. Okay, so let's come back to my chart. Okay, so RSI is an oscillating indicator. Okay, in this case, when the RSI goes below 20 point, right? I'll just expand this. When the RSI goes below, let's say this particular level, 20 or 30 level, it can be anything. Again, it is discretion only, right? So you can define 70, like in this example. In this example, we have defined that the RSI levels can be 70 and 30. I'll just simply add it again. Yeah. So in this example, TradingView has a like a by default selection of 70 and 30 as those levels. I have used 80 and 20. Some people use 90 and 10 as well, and that's totally based on discretion. So whenever the value of RSI, let's say, goes below 30, we can say that there is the markets are oversold, and that is why the markets are oversold, and that is why you can have a good buying opportunity at that level. And if the markets, if the RSI value is above 80 or above 70, the level you can define, then you can say that the markets are overbought. And because it is overbought, a lot of these buyers who took the entry before, they may sell off to book their profits, and that is why the markets may fail. That's it. What is the yellow line? That is the average of RSI. It doesn't really make any sense. Can you teach us how to create the algo trade? So Yash, the main objective of this particular cohort is not to teach you how to create algos, so we won't actually talk about that. Why we choose 30? So as I told you, it is totally based on discretion. You can choose 10 as well, you can choose 90 as well. It is totally discretionary based, right? It totally depends on you. How to know moving average is lagging and RSI is leading? So it again, like lagging and leading also depends on how you calculate those particular values, right? So moving average is calculated by taking the average of last 200 days, and RSI is calculated based on the average gain and average loss of the last, let's say, n days, right? So it is a leading indicator because the value of RSI goes above 80 or goes below 20 first, and then the price starts to react, and that is why it is called a leading indicator, because it might tell you the behavior of price before it actually starts moving up or down. Now again, there is a probability linked to it. There is a chance that that might happen, that the prices might go down or might go up. Like, it will never work 100% of the time. So please remember this. Okay, Any other questions? Can we move forward to the last part of today's session? I know it's already 10, but we'll have to. Okay, कितना % chance? Very good question. Very good question. And that is why we'll have something called back testing. So कितना % चांस ये निकालने के लिए हमको पास्ट में जाना पड़ेगा, चार्ट में जाना पड़ेगा. जब भी RSI 80 के ऊपर जाता है, then we'll have to note that particular date, take an entry point, virtual entry point based on that date and see कि कितना प्रॉफिट आया. ठीक है, ऐसे हम लोग पूरा पास्ट में कोई भी स्टॉक के साथ करेंगे, इंडेक्स के साथ करेंगे एंड सी कि कितना पैसा आया. राइट, एग्जैक्टली. Correct. So that is what backtesting is. Will you teach backtesting? I won't teach you how to do backtesting. I'll teach you a simple way to do backtesting on Excel. It will become a lot tougher if I start explaining how to do it on AmiBroker and advanced tools. But of course, I'll teach you how you can start manual backtesting at least. And once you get comfortable with manual backtesting, you can always go for those huge softwares. Okay, let's now move forward to the next session, and that is how to create trade setups. Now finally a lot of you were asking कि कितना होना चाहिए, मतलब कैसे ये सब सारे indicators को use करना है, सारे chart patterns को use करना है, how you can combine this to take an entry position in the market. So we'll just see that now. Okay, perfect. So let's now get down to the proof of work sheet. Vasant bhai, can you send me the proof of work sheet? I think it will not be on Google Classroom. I forgot to upload it yesterday. It might be on one of my tabs. It's not on Slack. Just give me a moment, guys. No. Last one. Yeah, that sheet. Okay. Now I have the proof of work sheet here. Okay, it has opened. Okay, let's get to the main cam. So before starting to explain you, I'll just take 2 minutes का time to explain कि कोई भी एक अच्छे trade setup में what are the different things that you need, right? So the very first thing that you need is a directional view. ठीक है? You need a directional view. Now the second thing is कि where to take an entry. Then the third thing is what is my maximum loss or how to set stop loss. Let's say stop loss कहाँ रखना है. Then there is something called how to take a trade. How to set the target. ठीक है? So these are the 4 most important parameters. There is a 5th parameter called position sizing as well. We'll not talk about position sizing today. We'll talk about it in a later session. But these are the 5 very important factors of any trade setup, right? So you need a directional view. Once you have a directional view, you should know कि मुझे entry कहाँ लेना है. You should know मुझे stop loss कहाँ लगाना है. You should know मुझे target कहाँ लगाना है. And position sizing in a gist is nothing but कि मुझे मेरे कैपिटल के हिसाब से कितना क्वांटिटी बाय करना है या कितना क्वांटिटी सेल करना है, दैट इज व्हाट पोजीशन साइजिंग इज, राइट. सो दैट मेरा रिस्क भी मैनेज रहे एंड मेरा कैपिटल भी लाइक एक ट्रेड से मेरा कैपिटल भी खत्म ना हो जाए, राइट. A single trade should not lose more than 2 to 3% of your capital. The maximum loss in a single trade should be less than 2 to 3% of your capital. That is the thumb rule that I personally follow. So that is what position sizing helps you to get. But we won't talk about it today. We'll talk about these 4 factors. One is directional view. So as I told you कि ये chart patterns, this candlestick patterns, this technical indicators, all those 3 things will help you get this directional view. You will have some logic behind getting a directional view. All these 3 patterns, all these 3 things will tell you ki whether I should take a long trade or whether I should take a short trade. That's it. Okay. That's just the one component of the whole trading setup. Now I can imagine, I know that I have also done this mistake, that we as traders focus a lot on these candlestick patterns and chart patterns and all these things. But as you can see here, like if we at least contribute 20% weightage to each of these factors, getting the directional view is just 20% of your trade setup. And we focus 100% of our attention on this direction, getting this directional view right. Like, I don't understand. I have done these mistakes myself. That is why we keep asking this question कि यार कोई ऐसा indicator बता दो कि this indicator will give me 100% returns, or this indicator will work 100% of the time, or this particular candlestick pattern, this shark pattern or Burj Khalifa pattern will give me 100% of the probability that I'll like make money, right? So a directional view is nothing but whether you have to like markets क्या हो सकते हैं, या तो markets ऊपर जाएंगे, या तो markets नीचे जाएंगे, या तो markets sideways रहेंगे, right? It can be any one of the 3. It can go up, it can go down, or it can remain sideways. Simple. Okay. Now if it goes up, you will take a long trade. If it goes down, you will take a short trade. If it is sideways, you will take no trade. As simple as that, right? Correct. Is this clear? The directional view. Why do we need directional view? Is this clear, guys? Please type in yes if this is clear, then we'll move forward. Okay. And as I told you, getting the directional view right is not the only thing that you should focus on. I have personally done this mistake. A lot of us do this mistake. कि मुझे direction हमेशा right रखना है, 99% probability चाहिए, ऐसा कभी नहीं होगा. The maximum like 50-60% probability कोई भी आपको इसमें मिलेगा. Like if you are doing discretionary trading, right? Also teaches Burj Khalifa pattern. There is no such pattern. I just made it up. Okay. We'll come down to that as well. How to identify stocks for trade. We'll take a look at that as well. But first, get these basic fundamentals right. So as I told you, the first thing is you have to get your directional view right. Now, how will you get directional view? You can use one technical indicator. Like as I told you about RSI, you can use single technical indicator, or you can use a combination of technical indicators like moving average and RSI. Then maybe you can use a combination of technical indicator and chart patterns. Maybe you can use a combination of all 3 of them: technical indicators, chart patterns and candlestick patterns, and create a trade based out of that. We'll have a look at the example as well. So that is what directional view is. Now entry point. Coming down to entry point. Now based on this directional view, you can choose a point or a zone where you will take an entry into the particular stock, right? Now that is what entry is. Now based on your entry, you will then select कि मुझे stop loss कितना रखना है. Whether I have to take a stop loss of, let's say if some stock is 100 rupees, then I'll maybe take a risk of 2 to 3%. So I can have a stop loss of rupees 3. And then coming to target, if I am risking 3 rupees, then I should at least get rupees 6 back or rupees 4.5 back. It can be anything depending on your risk appetite. So this is what your stop loss is, this is what your target is. So you have to define this thing, you have to define what exactly entry you will take, at what price exactly entry you will take, you have to define your target as well. And finally, once you do all of these things, based on your funds, based on your capital, you will also calculate the quantity that is required to take this trade, right? So we won't talk about position sizing much, but the 4 parameters is directional view, getting the entry price, getting the stop loss price, and target price. Once you have all these 4-5 things in your hand written down in your book, then you will go to your trading terminal and you will take a trade. You will put a limit order or a market order if the price is near to your entry price. You will take a trade based on your like wherever you want to take entry. You will place a stop loss, you will place a target, and then you will sleep. I'm not joking, guys. Once you take a trade, stop looking at the chart. Stop looking at the charts. Once you take a trade, because you have a defined stop loss, you have a defined target, now don't look at the charts at all. आप meditation कर लो, कुछ भी कर लो, cricket match देख लो, but do not like, अगर देखना भी है, you can always watch it. I'm not saying that you should not watch it एकदम, but remember, never take any action based on whatever it is happening in the markets now. ठीक है, आपने स्टॉप लॉस लगा दिया, टारगेट लगा दिया, एंट्री ले लिया, बस अब या तो आपका टारगेट हिट होगा या तो आपका स्टॉप लॉस हिट होगा, राइट? अगर आप इंट्राडे कर रहे हो, इफ यू आर ट्रेडिंग इंट्राडे, देन यू विल वेट टिल 3:15 PM, and if neither of your target and stop loss is hit, you will square off the trade manually. That's it. Okay? Does that make sense, guys? Does that make sense? Once you take an entry, please write it in your notebook somewhere. Once I take an entry and I have placed my stop loss and placed my target, I won't take any other entries or hamper my trade. That's it. Please write it somewhere. Okay, I'll also tell you about stop loss as well. कि कैसे आएगा? I'll take an example, a simple example. Does that make sense? Please type in yes if that makes sense. Then we'll move forward with the example that I created in the proof of work. Perfect, perfect. Okay. Just give me a moment. Let's come back to my screen and I'll show you an example of this particular trade setup that I created. Okay. Now this is also the proof of work that you have to complete. This is a sample format of a discretionary trade setup. Now in the kickoff session, I told you कि discretionary or systematic, these are the two different types of trading. Like in the discretionary setup, we'll take an example or two कि discretionary setups कैसे बनाना है. After this you will watch a course जिसमें आप एक system सीखोगे और systematic trading क्या होती है वो सीखोगे, right? So this is a simple discretionary setup that I am using. So first what I'll see is what is my stock. Can you all see my screen or should I just zoom it in a bit? Can you all see this? Okay. So the stock selected is nothing but TCS. I have selected TCS as a stock. Okay? I have selected TCS. Now this is my directional view analysis. So what I have done is, what I did was, I'll just go on a weekly time frame. I'll select TCS. I'll select TCS and I'll see क्या देखा मैंने. on a weekly time frame, the market has made a double bottom. We just saw this example, I guess, right? See, the markets have made a double bottom here, right? I'll just select this. The markets came down, it went up, then it came down again, then it went up again. So the markets have made a double bottom here, right? तो यहाँ पे एक बहुत अच्छा सपोर्ट बन गया है, राइट? सो दिस इज अ वेरी गुड सपोर्ट. नाउ माय फर्स्ट क्राइटेरिया कि मतलब दिस इज अ रैंडम डेटा पॉइंट मेरे लिए कि ऑन अ वीकली टाइम फ्रेम इज अ वेरी बिग टाइम फ्रेम, बिकॉज हम मिनट या 5 मिनट या 15 मिनट पे अभी वी आर नॉट डूइंग एनी एनालिसिस, वी आर डूइंग अ टॉप डाउन अप्रोच हियर कि विल टेक अ वीकली टाइम फ्रेम फर्स्ट एंड सी कि TCS में क्या चल रहा है. ओके, सो वी सॉ दैट the markets were in an uptrend and then it started falling down and now it has made a double bottom. Now I can take a trade based on this single information as well, but I am not a very a very risky trader, so I'll wait for 2 or 3 confirmations as well. So confirmation मतलब क्या कि I can now check कि कौन सा कैंडल भी फॉर्म हो रहा है इसके ऊपर, ठीक है. So what I'll do is I'll see it also break the resistance with huge green candles. This means bears selling at resistance could not stop bulls from buying above resistance, and hence the resistance has now become support, right? तो यहाँ पे क्या हुआ, as you can see in the chart here, I'll quickly just remove this. Yeah, I'll take this. So as you can see here, it also made a double top here. There was a good, I'll just zoom it in a bit. Yeah, can you all see this now clearly? So it also, the price also made a double top here, right? So यहाँ पे पहले एक सपोर्ट हुआ करता था, बट देन द मार्केट स्टार्टेड फॉलिंग. जस्ट अ मोमेंट, आई चूज अ रेक्टेंगल टू हैव दिस. सो यहाँ पे कभी एक सपोर्ट हुआ करता था, द मार्केट्स यूज्ड टू टेक सपोर्ट एट दिस पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट, बट देन it became a resistance at this point, right? It became a resistance at this point when it started going below. Then फिर से यहाँ पे आया, फिर से selling pressure हुआ, then it came here, यहाँ पे हमारा support है, फिर से यहाँ पे आया, फिर से selling pressure हुआ, फिर यहाँ पे आया, फिर इसने अभी ये resistance तोड़ दिया, right? The resistance has been broken now, ठीक है? And I have very good 3 green candles that have broken this particular resistance. Now I have 2 things now. Okay, first thing कि it made a double bottom, ठीक है, first confirmation. Then it also broke the resistance. Now this is a very good confirmation for me कि it made a double bottom, then it also broke the resistance. Then the third confirmation for me is कि it made it broke the resistance line with very good green candles. So like this, like 5 green candles now. It has been increasing from the last 5 weeks. So I can say that this is a good opportunity for a long trade. Okay, is it clear, guys? Is this clear? It is a good opportunity for a long trade. We can also add like volume here. You can also add here volume. Let's say volume add कर दिया हमने, तो यहाँ पे volume आ गया. So as you can see, the volumes are not much, of course. Maybe here it might be a false breakout, but based on my particular hypothesis, since it made double bottom and also broke the resistance, I personally don't like to use volume itna ज़्यादा, but you can always use it. It totally is a discretion, guys, right? So this is why discretionary, I am not a discretionary trader, I am a systematic trader. So it totally depends on what you think. Like if you think that volume is going to the weightage of volume for your trade setup, you believe कि volume अगर अच्छा रहेगा तो ही मैं trade लूँगा, then it's fine. ठीक है? So it will change from person to person. Okay. So I say that the volume is not that much, but it has confirmed my two hypotheses कि there was a double bottom and then it broke my resistance as well. ठीक है? Now these two things I have pasted here as well. Now what we'll do is we'll come to the daily time frame. ठीक है? So I'll change this to a daily time frame now. Now we'll come to a daily time frame and we'll add moving average here. ठीक है? I'll simply add a moving average here. And I'll add a 200-day moving average. Now, what do you think 200-day moving average will tell me? Anybody? What do you think the 200-day moving average will tell me? Trend, exactly. So, as you can see, the price of the TCS is greater than its 200-day moving average. That means the underlying trend is also positive or it is upwards, and that is why it supports my hypothesis that the stock might go up. Okay? So we chose the daily time frame as well. Okay? Now after that we'll go down to a lower time frame now. Now we'll go down to a time frame जहाँ पे हमको trade लेना है. ठीक है? So what we first did was we went to the weekly time frame. We checked कि कहाँ पे resistance है, कहाँ पे support है. ठीक है? Based on that we made a view कि maybe we can take a long trade. Okay? Then we are looking for confirmations on a daily time frame कि underlying trend क्या है. So that is an uptrend. Again it is supporting my hypothesis कि it will start to go up. ठीक है? Again now coming back, now we'll move back to the 30 minutes time frame. ठीक है? Now I'll move back to the 30 minutes time frame. So I'll trade on a 30-minute time frame now. Let me just, okay, I'll just remove this. So on the 30-minute time frame, we'll start to trade and we'll see कि near support or near resistance कहाँ पे है. ठीक है? I'll just quickly delete this and make this large. Okay. So on a 30-minute time frame, as you can see, this particular level is a support for me. This particular level is a, oh so sorry, this is Nifty. I need TCS. Yeah. Just give me a moment, guys. The internet is not working, it seems. Okay, it started to work. Yeah. TCS. Okay. Now we'll go down to the 30-minute time frame. Let's go down to the 30-minute time frame and let's have a look at the resistance and I'll just zoom it in. Okay, now let's come down to this trend and you guys tell me what is the point at which there is a resistance and what is the point at which there is a support. Okay. Now for me when I started analyzing this particular stock, I see that this particular zone is a support zone for me. this particular zone is a support zone for me. See, the prices started to, this was a resistance earlier, the green line broke it, the prices started to come down, then again prices started to come down, took a good support, and the price is somewhere here, right? So this is a good level of support for me, right? So what I'll do is I'll wait for the price to come till here, and because this is a support for me, I'll this will again support my and I see a good green candle here. If I see a good green candle here after touching this particular support zone, I'll simply take a long entry on this particular stock at this particular point. So this point is somewhere around 3510. Okay. So as written here, we'll see that there is some support between 3508 and 3512. This is our support zone, and hence I feel the stock might take yet another support at around this point and then go upwards from that price. So what I'll do is I'll take an entry at somewhere around this position. I'll take an entry at somewhere around this position. So I'll just add it in front of you. How will I take the entry? So I'll just go here. I'll select the long position and I'll take the entry somewhere around here, right? Okay, I'll take the entry at 3510. Okay, so this is my entry. So whenever the price will come down to 3510, I'll place a limit order, must, and I'll see if the prices are coming down to 3510 or not. If I get this particular price, then I am into a trade. Once I get the entry, then what I'll do is I'll simply select my stop loss and my target. Now what should be my stop loss? Now this is again based on my discretion. So I'll see that this particular green candle, this was a very big candle, right? So I'll just what I'll do is I'll select this particular point. I'll make a straight line here. And what is this line? This line is somewhere around 3780, somewhere around this point. So I'll just quickly shift my stop loss to 3480, somewhere around this point, right? Now my entry point is 3510. My entry point is 3510. Can we switch to the top cam? Yeah, my entry point is 3510. My stop loss is 3480, right? Based on my discretion, ki there is a green candle and at the low of that green candle I'll simply place my stop loss, and my target is based on my stop loss. This is a 30-point stop loss. So I usually take 1:2 risk to reward ratio. So I'll take a 60-point ka target. That means 3510 plus 60, that is 3570. This is my target. This is my stop loss. So I'll move my target as well. So if this is the entry, this is my stop loss, and I'll move the target to 3570, somewhere around this. And my trade setup is ready. Okay, my trade setup is ready. I take an entry here. I have a stop loss, fixed stop loss, and I have a target. That's it. My trade setup is ready. Once my entry is hit, I won't do anything. I'll wait either for my stop loss to get hit or for my target to get hit. That's it. This is what a simple discretionary trade setup looks like, right? So in the proof of work 2.3, you have to do exactly something like this. So I have consolidated trade setup here. Stock name is TCS, time frame is 30 minutes. My directional view is that the price will go up, my entry price, my stop loss, and my target. You have to mention all of these things and paste the screenshot of your final trade setup. Now, whatever we learnt today, whatever we learnt about technical indicators, chart patterns, candlestick patterns, all these things will help you get just the directional view. Remember, you also have to choose your entry price, you also have to choose your stop loss, you also have to choose your target. ठीक है, तो ये भी आपको चूज करना है. ठीक है. So this was a simple, example of how you can create your own discretionary trade setup. So we'll discuss this. This is your proof of work 2.3. So in this particular proof of work, what you have to do is you have to create your own discretionary trade setup based on whatever things you learnt today, okay, and in the intro to technical analysis course. So based on all the technical analysis concepts that you learned today, you will have to create your own rules of own trade setup, own discretionary trade setup, and you have to place this trade on Monday when the markets open, okay. That is your proof of work 2.3. I am sure a lot of you will enjoy doing this. I'll also personally take this trade on Monday and then we'll see kisko profit hua, theek hai. Ideally we should not give much attention to profit and loss abhi, but we'll see. It will be interesting to see kiska trade setup work kiya, kiska nahi kiya, and we'll see ki how is systematic trading a better path for naive traders like me and you. Like why systematic trading is a good path to choose as compared to discretionary path. Okay, so this is your task for the before the next live class, that is before on Tuesday. You will have to take your own discretionary trade setup, write all the things first down, and then take a trade on Monday. Now there are two proof of works as well, proof of work 2.2 and proof of work 2.1. I'll quickly discuss it. So in proof of 2.1 you have three tasks. First task is you have to find a doji acting as a reversal pattern on Tata Steel chart on monthly time frame. You can, like, it's very simple proof of work. Same for doji acting as a reversal pattern Tata Steel on monthly time frame. Okay, I think ये stock same हो गया. We'll just change it to HDFC Bank. Okay. And then the task 3 is to identify a hammer pattern on Bank Nifty index chart on a weekly time frame. This is quite simple. You can always do it. You just need to spend half an hour or so and you will be able to do this proof of work. The second proof of work is you have to find the double top and double bottom on HDFC weekly chart. We saw that in today's class as well, so you can use similar thing. Then we have a double top and double bottom on Bharti Airtel. So you can just go to the weekly chart of this both stocks and identify, mark them, and upload the screenshot of take a use snipping tool to take a screenshot and just upload those screenshots here. That's it. Your two proof of works will be done, and the final proof of work is nothing but the trade setup that you have to make, the discretionary trade setup that you have to make. Okay, is this clear, guys? Is the proof of work is clear? I'll take the questions now. Do not worry, but just confirm if the proof of work is clear to you or not. All the proof of work is clear. Submission time is before the next live class. So we have the next live class on Tuesday. So we'll have that. Okay. Are there any doubts? Bikram says once more, please. What should I explain, Bikram? Once more. How? Okay. Okay. POW. Okay. So I'll just tell you all the proof of works. This sheet will be shared with you. Do not worry. So in proof of work, there are three tasks that you have to do. The tasks have been shared here. So what you have to do is you have to find a doji which is acting as a reversal pattern on Tata Steel based on a monthly time frame. So you will go to monthly chart of Tata Steel. You will observe कि doji pattern कहाँ बन रहा है, doji candlestick pattern कहाँ बन रहा है, and after that doji pattern is formed, whether there is a reversal in trend or not. That's it. You have to identify it. You have to mark that particular candle and paste the screenshot here. Same for task 2 and task 3. Then for POW 2.2, you have to find double top and double bottom on HDFC and Bharti Airtel, and you have to paste the screenshot of double top and double bottom on Bharti Airtel and HDFC Bank here. And finally, the last proof of work is to create your own discretionary trade setup So you can use this particular setup for reference and create something of your own. Okay, is that clear, Bikram? Is that clear? Please type in yes if it is clear. Okay, now let's scroll up a bit and let's try to answer the question. Now the class is over for now, so all of those who do not have any doubts can leave this class. I know I extended the session again by 30 minutes, but I'm really sorry for this. But yeah, I think this session was indeed very necessary so that you can really get started to trading. So yeah. So those who do not have any doubts can leave the class. Perfect, perfect. You can always leave the class. I'll now answer a few questions. So let's take a few questions. Which is better for charts, Chart IQ or TradingView? I personally use TradingView only since I use Kite, so I'll go with TradingView. How to know how much volume is good volume in different stock? So a lot of these traders, what they do is they take an average of last 14 days. If you are taking a short term trade, then they take an average of last 14 days and see कि today आज के कैंडल में वेदर लास्ट 14 डेज के एवरेज वॉल्यूम से ऊपर वॉल्यूम आया कि नहीं. So something like that. You can create your own this thing. As I told you, everything is based on discretion, right? So you can use that logic as well. We will take entry when it takes support, means it will make green candle from the support, then we will enter into trade, right? Or I missed something. Yeah, so that was my idea of taking a trade. So I think that this will happen. That is why it is a discretion from my side. Okay? Or we can take entry when it touch support. You can do that as well. You can do that as well. I am not a very I am a risk averse trader. So I'll always wait for confirmation. So I'll wait for a good green candle so that I can initiate a trade. And now if you are a risky trader, you like to take risk, then you can just wait till the price reaches the support and you can take the trade. It totally depends on you, right? Remember guys, this is a type of trading that you are going to do on Monday. You can apply whatever that comes to your mind. Just remember to follow this particular framework that we learned today. That you need a directional view, you need to set your entry, you need to set your stop loss, you need to set your target. Just that, right? Please make sure that you follow the framework. बाकी आपका directional view आप कैसे भी ले लो. It doesn't matter much. Like I know कुछ logic होना चाहिए उसके पीछे based on whatever technical analysis you learned, but you need to follow this framework in order to submit your proof of work. Okay? A hammer pattern looks like doji when I zoom out. What should be the percentage between open and close value? Yeah, again, coming back to the same point, it's again your discretion. See, a doji is formed when the open and close is very near, right? And hammer में ऐसा नहीं होता है. Hammer में the difference, the body of the candle is very visible. Like you can differentiate. ठीक है? So it totally, and it can change from stock to stock. So it depends on your perception, your view कि वो body दिखना चाहिए. That's it. और doji में वो body नहीं दिखता. It is very close. The open and close is very close. So that is what a doji is. But a hammer, the body is there. Okay? Is that clear? What are trend and momentum indicators? Okay, so basically there are mostly three types of indicators: trend indicators, momentum indicators, and volatility indicators. Trend indicator is which tells you the overall primary trend of the markets, whether in the long term markets are moving or up or not, or moving down or not. That is what a trend indicator will tell you. The momentum indicator will tell you in the short term whether the markets are in an uptrend or downtrend. That is what a momentum indicator will tell you. And a volatility indicator will tell you कि market का range क्या है. Like a particular stock in a day how much it can move, right? या फिर in let's say if you are on a daily time frame, then in a week how much it can move. That is what a volatility indicator will tell you. So these are the only 3 types of indicators. You can always learn all these indicators. There are like thousands of these indicators. These things will never end, right? So if you are interested, you can watch technical analysis courses. There are various courses on LearnUp as well. You can just go down and watch. You can refer Zerodha Varsity as well. They have very nicely explained each and every indicator. So you can check that as well. Okay. How did you plot the trade setup on the TradingView chart, the entry and target? Can you please show that once? Yeah, sure. So what I did was, I'll just simply cancel it. I'll go down here and I'll select this particular thing. So this will give me a long position, short position, forecast and all that. We might use only these two. So if you are into a long trade, you can select a long position. If you are into a short trade, you can select short position. So just click on long position, and let's say I wanted to take an entry at 3510. So I'll just click here. Okay. Once I click here, this is my entry point, this is my target, this is my stop loss. If you want to change your target, you can just scroll it up, something like this. So I wanted to place my target at 3570 and I wanted to place my stop loss at 3480, something like this, and that's it. Okay. So you can use this like this. Is that clear? Perfect, perfect. When will leaderboard be updated? Okay, so the leaderboard will be updated before the next live class. So once you submit your second proof of work, means this proof of work, after that the leaderboard will be updated. Will we discuss multi-time frame analysis in depth? Because it looks easy when trainers show it, but it's definitely not as so straightforward. So it will be good to practice. So we won't do that, Vishal. We won't learn multi-time frame analysis. The whole idea behind, or the whole objective of this particular cohort is to get you started with trading. Multi-time frame is a very advanced topic. So there will be a different cohort for those as well. We are soon going to launch a technical analysis cohort by Mr. Pratik Sharma sir. So he might explain it in that particular cohort, but in this cohort we won't touch that. Are trend indicator lagging indicator and momentum indicator are leading indicator? So it depends. Some momentum indicators are lagging indicator as well. Some indicators are leading momentum indicators are leading as well. So it depends. How to draw a support zone? Okay, interesting question. So okay. So what you need to do to draw a support zone is to look back in the chart, and first of all choose a bit higher time frame. So I'll go to a higher daily time frame here. Okay, I'll go to a daily time frame here, and I'll see I saw that the market started to fall here, then it went above, then it fall here again. So support, as we saw learnt in the start of this session, ki support is where there is a buying pressure. Okay, so as you can see, the prices are not able to go below this particular zone, right? So a lot of buyers are sitting here, right? Bulls are not allowing bears to go below this particular zone, and that is why this is a support zone. So you can simply choose this particular rectangle and mark it down here, something like this. Okay, that's it. That's your support zone. That's it. As I told you, this is a discretionary trade setup, so it depends a lot on you कि आप कैसे मार्केट या चार्ट को देख रहे हो, based on your analysis, your view. How to take a short trade which is for more than 1 day? Okay, so we cannot take a short trade honestly, because the SEBI does not allow you to take a short trade on a delivery basis, on positional basis. You cannot take a short trade because there are certain rules and regulations, because you do not actually have a share and you are trying to sell it. So that's not allowed by SEBI. So you cannot actually, if you want to take a short trade, then you might need to use certain instruments like futures and options. But in equity, you cannot actually sell and wait for 2 days to close down your trade. You will have to either short trade on a intraday basis, or on a delivery basis you can only do long trades. Okay, is that clear? Is that clear? Please type in yes if that is clear. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay guys, any other questions? Any other questions regarding proof of work? Okay, perfect. Okay, thanks a lot guys, thanks a lot for coming to this class. I know Saturday hai and a lot of you might want to chill today, but I think I gave you a very good homework to do, and proof of work that is quite tough. It will not be easy, of course. There will be something that will you know uh, create the difference between the graduates of this cohort and those who are not able to graduate from this cohort, and that difference is the persistence and the dedication to do the work, see the charts on Sunday, Saturday, and try to understand and learn things. I know some of you who are very new to markets might have found this confusing. We'll share the recordings with you if you have attended the class. Please rewatch the recording, not at 1x, please see it at 2x. I cannot bear myself seeing at 1x recording. Please see it at 1.5x or 2x and like refer it again and again. I'm sure you will understand a bit of it. And of course, we have our WhatsApp community. You can always ask the questions there. I, Vasan Bhai, all of us are there and will help you solve your doubts, of course, anytime. Is there session tomorrow? No, no, no. Our next session is on Tuesday at 9 a.m. Perfect, perfect. Perfect, guys. Thanks a lot for attending. Goodbye. Perfect. Bikram, you had an issue in the first. Okay, I'll just connect with you after the class. Happy weekend, everyone. Bye bye.
तो वो हो रहा था शायद, बट ड्रॉप ऑफ वो उसके बाद ही हुआ, 10-15 के बाद ही हुआ।